His name was Adol, also known as the legendary Brave Soul. According to the legend, Adol's crusade to rid the land of evil would end once he had destroyed Dark Fact. However, as foretold by the ancient scriptures of Ys, destiny was not yet finished with the Brave Soul, and another chapter of his long odyssey was about to unfold.
Folks, you're listening to Draw Game. What if Claria could be on your television? I'm your host, Alex Fraioli, and joining me as ever, Claria Error, Ray Barnholt.
Hi. I think we should mention, last episode, you had said, what if anime was on your television?
Yeah.
And
so, my typical opening, my goofy opening is usually, what if anime... what if video games could be on your TV? And then last episode, I accidentally said, what if anime could be on your TV?
Which is as silly as what if video games are on your TV.
Exactly.
But somehow it's funnier.
Yeah, so I think I might just make that the default intro from now on.
Well, I mean, I like the first one. I like video games on your TV. You know?
They both work.
Yeah.
See, this time I thought I'd personalize it for ease.
Yeah, I guess whichever way the winds blow.
All right.
In your head.
Yes, that's us. We're freewheeling folks. We're ready for fun no matter what's coming.
I didn't mean that. I just mean you're delusional.
Oh, also that.
You're also sundowning. So.
I'm going to win it big at Vegas. Gotta go.
Well, Alex, I'm ready to ease into another episode here with you.
Whoa!
I'm ready to come with you on this journey.
Great.
I'm Sorcerian at the bit to... No, wait. Well, there's already a Sorcerian anime, so... Well, anyway, yeah, it's another Ys production. It's Ys 2 is what we're talking about today.
Yes, the new batch.
Wait, was there a Sorcerian anime? Oh, no, wait, I'm confusing that with Dragon Slayer. Okay, so I'm still safe.
All right. Whew.
All right, we're still in the clear. We'll get to it anyway. Yes, today we're watching Ys 2, Castle in the Heavens, or Ys 2, God Darn It. Yes, it's another sequel here on the show. As I said last time with Fatal Fury 2, there are actually few sequels in the world of video game anime, but this is one of them. So why not shove two of them together as we're doing here today? Now, are you excited, Alex? Because we did like the first one.
Yes, I was excited to watch this. I did quite enjoy the first one. It was well animated. The music is bonkers good. It's got the Koshiro touch. He was not the only one to work on it, but...
No, of course. It was JDK Band.
Yes, JD Power and Associates.
Yeah, Falcom's JD Power and Associates.
That's right.
They raid all those cars for safety.
Yeah.
Yes, and you also have... as before, did your homework and did play Ys 1 and 2 very shortly before we started covering these. So, good for you.
I did, yes. Played through Ys 2 as well on stream. That was a lot of fun.
Well, this is a sequel, and so we have a little bit of recapping to do, but not a whole lot else to talk about as far as like the setup. But let me just go ahead and tell you all a little bit about the game. Ys 2, Ancient Ys Vanished, the final chapter. It was first released in the spring and summer of 1988 on computers in Japan, hardly a year after the first game.
Remember that, when a sequel could come out less than a year later than a humongously influential game?
Yes, well, Ys is maybe a little bit special because they kind of kept the first one short, and so maybe they were kind of rushing at the end to... maybe it would have been one big game instead of two, somewhat smaller games. I don't know.
Even Dragon Quest II was only a year after the first one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that too. That is a
it was a good time.
A big meaty one too, isn't it?
Now it's about 40 to 43 years between Dragon Quest installments.
Yes. We used to get Mega Man games every year, and now we're getting one every 7 years. Yeah. And now they don't even put numbers on them because they take so long.
Jesus.
Mega Man Dual Override.
Bass.
Mega Man Double Double.
I'm sorry. Can you call a manager? We have to do a dual override.
Yes. We need 2 key cards. The scan at the self-checkout. Oh my God. Well, yes, East 2, it was the first and only East sequel to immediately take place after the previous game, since the first was, like I said, relatively brief and ended on a cliffhanger. So East 1 and 2 are just two peas in a pod most of the time. As such, whenever they are released or re-released or remade or whatever, they're often always together, one after the other. Although maybe not always in the same box together. So like there were the Nintendo DS versions, East 1 and 2 released separately in Japan. And DS games, not cheap. Not back then, even.
No.
Not usually. No.
Oh, Lordy.
Definitely not when it's an RPG where Japanese publishers can just charge whatever they feel like. Hey, it's East. Hey, it's Dragon Quest. You know what? Give us $100.
Yeah. Oh, you want to play the new Persona? $1,000 US.
Yeah. There. You like that? You're getting your money's worth, aren't you, buddy? Yeah, look at all these hours you can play this game.
Thank you, sir.
And yet, East is pretty short compared to those. But yeah. But they did put them on one cartridge in the American version, Legacy of East, Book 1 and 2 on Nintendo DS. If you remember that from Atlas, our friends at Atlas. Hey, speaking of Persona, anyway. So yes, East 2, Ancient East Valis, Ancient East Vanished. Ancient East Valis, that's a different game. Ancient East Vanished, the final chapter. I might have got ahead of myself last time when I was talking about how to like name these things. I was talking about how they were like called Book 1 and 2 and stuff. That's usually not the case. They're not like super officially called Book 1 and 2. It's just when it's convenient. So like, for example, that DS version or that original TurboGrafx version, it's usually the thing they use the most here, I think. Well, after the TurboGrafx version. So
I think it's also especially confusing because, like, I know they do it thematically because there are books in the game. The first two games kind of revolve around these 6 books of East. But calling the games themselves books is just confusing because it has nothing to do with the books that are in the story.
Well, I don't know about that. I think when the first time they did it on TurboGrafx, it was kind of like a prestigious looking game. It had those great anime cutscenes and stuff. And you think, wow, it's called Book 1 and 2. These must be substantial fantasy adventures. And,
I don't know.
I think it worked on a lot of people back then. Yeah.
So you're saying Adol could just open up Book 1 in-game and read what to do next, read where to go?
Well, I mean, he could.
All right.
It would help me a bit.
All right. I mean,
those games are quote unquote short, but I still need help getting through them because they can still be hard, and you need to bump around and bump combat things. And well, you do a lot of that in East 2 as well, of course, because these games were released a year after each other and they're pretty much more of the same in a good way, understandably.
Well, I would say you're doing less of it in East 2 for reasons we'll get to later.
All right, fair enough. But I mean, the overall look of it and setup is very similar between the two.
Yes.
It is still at the base level one of these overhead action RPGs with some bumping and some combating and some grinding things and some hard bosses. And
that's why we call it the Big Easy.
Yes.
Cool.
And so East 1 and 2, like I said, two peas in a pod. And then they came out with other East games that weren't about East, the Kingdom of East. So now it's, they got these 11 games and they're not really about East. It's just like a thing. It's like calling your game Final Fantasy, but then you have like the 15th one. It's about driving your car, going to gas stations. That's weird. That's not very fantastical.
Yeah. No, I guess the fantasy was like, you don't have to pay $180 for an oil change.
Yeah. Well, you get it for free because you're the king.
That's right.
The prince. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Well, that is East 2, the game. But then there is, of course, East 2, the anime. East 2, Castle in the Heavens is the official English title. It is the second OVA series of East, released in December 1992 through July 1993 in Japan. It is, yes, of course, another serialized OVA that took a few months to come out completely after the original one was 1989 through 1991. So a little bit more efficient here because it's fewer episodes, but nonetheless, that's East 2. By the way, if you bought East 2 Complete Edition, the first remake of it in the year 2000, you got this on DVD for the first time, because it was originally released on VHS and Laserdisc, of course. And so,
oh wow.
Speaking of paying $100 for a video game, you could do that and get a DVD of this anime with it. So you could watch East 2 while you play East 2.
If you have 2 TVs.
Yeah, well, yeah. Or a TV capture card on your computer.
Like we did. That's how we got all those screen caps of Good Eats.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. If only I had a real game to play like East instead of just watching cable TV through a computer. Yes.
Oh, fun.
Hey, but I did rip all of Pete and Pete season 3, and the internet has not thanked me. It's a thankless job, but
that was you.
Yes, I was the first person to do that.
Cool.
If you see any rips of that with the bug in the corner from the N channel, that is me. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, they weren't very high res or anything, but they're out there. You can get them. Yep.
All right.
And yes, so.
Wait, have you uploaded them to your own Plex?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Then I will watch them.
Idiot. Yeah, okay. East 2, Castle in the Heavens. The makers of this was the studio called Tokyo Kids, which was the studio that did the second half of the East 1 episodes. And, even then, their style wasn't quite as like the primo 80s style that the studio who did the first half did. But, hey, this is accomplished. They did a good job here. I'm not knocking that or anything, but just a bit of a different style. Appropriately, I guess, 90s. After we move past the 80s style of anime with like poofy hair and stuff, we're going to more of a actiony, more spiky hair. You know the drill.
Yeah, it's a good look. I like it a lot. I'm partial to 70s, 80s, and most 90s anime vibes. And this falls squarely within that realm.
Yes. The directors were the same. The art director was the same guy. Not much to say there. However, I do have a fun fact. This is the only game-based anime that Tokyo Kids did actual like production credits for.
Oh.
They have credits doing in-betweens on a bunch of other stuff that is game-related, and but that's like every other studio in the industry, so whatever. But not like the full production leadership work. They just did East as far as like heading up a game-based production was. So there you go. As I quickly mentioned earlier, this one is only 4 episodes, which is the Draw Game Special. That's what we like here on the show.
Yes.
4 episodes, half an hour long each.
I was very surprised.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, because typically we don't watch things that are only 4 episodes, and I got to the end of the 4th episode, and I'm like, hey, this is wrapping up rather neatly. What could possibly be after this? Oh, it's nothing.
Yes.
It was kind of a pleasant surprise.
The East 1 anime was 7 episodes, but that was all about how, like, the episodes were based on the books that are part of the plot, the book shrines, the shrine books.
Yeah.
The priest books, whatever the hell that was about. The Book of Tova, the Book of Dabi. I like that one the most. Dabi. And so, yeah, this is just 4 episodes, just recapping the main plot of East 2. Nice and clean as it is, and works for us. 4 episodes, half an hour each. If you make that your anime, you're getting on Draw Game. That's what we like around here.
Yes, studios, pay attention. If you want to get on Draw Game, you got to make them short.
You know what? Complete tangent, but I do have plans to do the Suikoden anime whenever that gets going.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
It'll probably just be 26 episodes as standard or something, but I
now,
have no idea, actually.
No, I thought it was going to be 108 episodes.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past them.
Oh, God.
1 for each character. Yep.
Yes.
Boy, why don't they do that? Yeah. Well, that's for some other time. We'll get to it when we get to it. Anyway, we are back watching the 2003 Media Blasters English dub of this with all the same cast from the first East, since it was all basically made at the same time. I'm sure they did it much like we did. They just marathoned every episode and got it over with.
Yeah, it was nice to hear the old cast returning.
Yes. And so, just in case you hadn't listened to the first episode yet, or not in a long time, let's do a very quick recap of what happened in East 1. And also because we only watched the first 4 episodes of East 1, and there were 3 more to do, and we didn't really cover those on the podcast. So let me just quickly go through it for you. Number 1, Adol meets the main villain, Dark Fact, and he beats him. And then the goddesses and him and Adol, the goddesses and Adol then get sent in a beam of light up to East, the real East, the floating continent of East.
That's right.
The end.
Oh, that's okay.
Anything to add?
Does he not fight Dark Fact?
I said that. Adol meets Dark Fact and beats him.
Oh, meets. Okay, sorry, yeah. And meets and beats. The old meet and beat, yeah.
Whoa, hey now. That's someone else's fanfic. So yes, like I said, cliffhanger ending with East 1, but they did at least get East 2, the anime, out, and so let's just go right into it. Episode 1 of East 2, Fallen Paradise. We do open with a recap of the finale of the first East, complete with redone scenes from that, and it's like it's Adol defeats Dark Fact and gets sent on his way because there's a whole nother game to do. And by the way, we hear very early on something that I mentioned back with our Bayonetta episode because I had an East update. They changed the pronunciation of Adol's name again in the second half of East 1, and so they have apparently decided on it for real here in East 2. They are now calling him Adol.
He is Adol.
Adol, Kristen.
Yeah.
Adol or Adol, like he's a little bit dull, or a doll like a baby doll.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's Adol.
Yes. And then they went with calling Dark Fact his proper name because in the first half of East 1, they were calling him Dark Factor.
Dark Factor.
Because, just to say again, the anime dub was made at a time when there were no East games coming out in America. There was really no East presence. There was no way to really fall back on an original English name, even though there was the TurboGrafx games and, the later games and stuff, a few of them. They probably just didn't know about them or care enough to rely on those pronunciations or writings of names. And so they just made up their own.
Yeah.
Or maybe, and this is something we've also discussed before, at least with Star Ocean, probably someone from the Japanese side strolled on in and said, no, you got to pronounce this Adol.
Yeah.
Just like the katakana says, right? And they were all like, okay.
Yeah.
And just went with Adol Kristen, our main hero.
Yeah, I think we're going to get into this later because at the end of the episodes, they credit the voice cast, and we're going to see later on a lot of those names are just completely different transliterations of the katakana than the dub uses. The sub and the dub use different names.
Yeah,
I think in the game, Keith is just Keith, which I kind of would have preferred. Or at least the version of the game that I played. These names are all over the place, but that's kind of the fun of it.
Yeah, East is heavy on the lore, and so I guess much like the Bible, there's many interpretations and
yes,
ways to write it out and translate it, I guess.
Like how in that one fan translation of the Bible, he's called Jesus Gainsborough.
You are a 5-star performer. I'm just going to say that right now.
Thank you.
You're still my best friend. So yes, in this opening, we get a recap of the lore with about East, the floating continent or whatever, and the magical land, and how they had created this special silver called Clearia, and how that's something that only came from East or whatever. And they talk about how the land below and how it was overrun by the evil beasts. They always say the evil beasts when they talk about the opposing forces here. The people, the opposing force that is killing and ravaging villagers and stuff like that. And so, yes, it's a bit of a flashback. We go back to the flashback with Dark Fact. We get some nice synth music. And then also a complete different take, redrawn version of the ending last time where Adol, as I mentioned, gets put in an energy orb and then sent up to East. It's just that he's doing it in a different way in this one because it's East 2. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
His armor is a little bit different.
Yeah, wait, he gets transported without any of his gear. He's basically starting a new Metroid game where he had all this cool shit at the end of the previous one, and now it's like, nope, back to nothing.
Yeah, indeed. That's how it goes, right? So he rockets up to East and lands basically onto some part of the continent. And there's another beast war going on already. Like, oh my God, it's just never ending. Last time he was always helping the villagers fight the beasts and everything. And they're still here. They're still up in the magical utopia of East. My God. But Adol arrives much like Jesus, just, immaculately and falls down.
Like a meteor.
And then a young girl notices him and comes to save him. And this is Lillian or Lilia or whatever we decide on.
Oh, yeah. Lilia in the game and Lillian in the anime.
Yes. So it's Lillian here. And
oh, yeah. I have a clip of their meeting right here.
Are you all right?
Run away. Hurry, there are beasts here.
I know. Can you stand up?
Who are you?
My name is Lillian.
Would you mind telling me where I am?
The outskirts of Lance.
You mean I'm not in Asteria?
No, you're in the land of Ys.
Bum, bum, bum.
Ba-da-bum-bum. And then we have our cold open. Yes, that was that. Now, I should say, I believe there was like a lot of talk in Ys 1, how like Asteria was Ys. But that was sort of like internally retconned a little bit. It's like, no, Ys is Ys. It's just like this land that is way up in the sky, because down below in Asteria, there's like a giant crater. And that's where Ys was before it just magically went up.
Yes.
Is the best way I can describe it.
It got launched by the goddesses at one point.
Yeah.
And then it just stayed up there, and the Earth was left with this big crater, which we saw in the first anime.
Yeah. So I remember they did mention like Asteria is Ys, like the new name for Ys or whatever. But no, Ys is Ys. Asteria is Asteria. It's just different continents or whatever. I don't know.
Man, talk about continental drift.
So we get our cold open and our logo. Then we cut back to Lillian's house, and Adol is resting as usual. He's always in trouble, resting on the bed. Get back to work, dude. I'm just
classic anime protagonist.
But he wakes up finally, and he says to the people around him, he says, "I saw evil beasts, though. Isn't there something we should be doing here?" And it's like, no, it's peaceful here. He's told, because Grandpa Doctor is here next to him, and he's talking about how he had went to the old Laskin mine. And
yeah, this kind of caught me by surprise, because this is one of the places where the anime diverges from the game. And we'll get to this again later, but in the game, it's very much just like, here's Adol, he's your protagonist. Of course, all the townspeople are on his side and they want to help him. And right off the bat in the anime, we start off with denialist grandpa saying, what are you talking about? Everything's peaceful. There's nothing wrong here at all.
Yeah.
Who is, we find out, trying to sort of cover for their, the arrangement they have where they offer sacrifices, and in exchange for those sacrifices, they have peace and prosperity. Everything's fine if you think about it, and you give up some kids every once in a while.
So Adol's a little bit confused, but there was also like in the beginning when he first landed and there was the beasts battle, there was like this one guy there was like always wide-eyed, looking scared. I called him Scaredy Man.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got those classic like anime, like the smaller eyes, like who's that gangster in Sin, the movie? he reminds me of that guy. He's got the he's got the shifty eyes, even though he himself is not a terribly shifty character. He's a little cowardly later on, but there's something like those eyes denote a kind of character, I think.
Right, but he looks like that throughout the entire thing. Like that is just who he is. That is the character design. He's just like wide-eyed more than anybody else and constantly looking freaked out. So I mentioned that because as Adol's talking, he's outside the house or whatever, talking to another couple of bulky men who are also there in the battle and stuff. And, they followed Adol to where he was taken to rest and everything. And so they're just talking. Then we cut to sundown, and Adol and Lillian are on a hill playing a familiar song.
That's a beautiful song.
Thanks. Someone taught it to me a long time ago.
It was Yuzo Koshiro.
I learned it from Koshiro-san.
Yes. He's very good,
That's some really good grass playing. That was very articulate.
Yeah. And then right after that, another funny exchange.
Ys is a beautiful place.
Yes, but it's spattered with blood.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
I guess it's not beautiful then?
I'll drop it then.
Jesus. All right.
Anyway, since Grandpa Doctor had mentioned the Laskin mine, Adol asked to be taken there to, I guess, find the reason he's here. They'll find some clues as to why he's been brought here. And then elsewhere, those bulky men, they go and visit the town elder, and the elder's, just kind of like rebuking them a little bit, like, no, let's not go after the beast or anything. We have to do what the beasts say. I was like, wait a minute, the beasts talk? I thought they just growl and kill people, but no, there's really something going on here. I guess it's a bit of an old religion thing, you might say, because the people believe that the beasts supposedly provide to the humans, but in exchange, the beasts want human sacrifices. And just as they mention that, there is a bitchin' heavy metal dragon skeleton that flies over the village.
That thing is so cool.
Why wasn't that on the cover of the game? I mean, I'd buy some merch on that. I mean, you can.
I don't even think it was in the game.
No. All right, cool. Well, never mind then. But I mean, they have you can buy an East shirt today with an East logo in the rendition of Fina or whoever on the back, and it's just like, man, what? You should just make one with the dragon skeleton.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
I need to know. Yeah,
I would buy that.
And so, yeah, there was a bit more of a tense moment there as the dragon skeleton comes and causes some trouble. But then next day, Adol heads out. He's all well. He heads out to the mine, and Lillian, of course, is there, and she wants to tag along. Adol says no, because you're basically still a little girl, but she, nonetheless, later on, sneaks off and tracks him. Adol does make it to the mine very swiftly, of course, because this is a short show, but there's a warning there. It says only the chosen can enter. It's like, well, okay, well, we should be fine. Adol is the chosen one, basically, this entire thing. So
yeah, he's first on the call sheet. Not fine.
So he takes a step and then immediately falls through the floor. But he's fine. He's fine, folks. Yeah, see? And no, he's not a scratch on him.
He'll get the help he needs.
But he falls through the floor and then he goes, I found it. It's like, yeah, sure you found it. You ate shit first. You had
I'm going to say that the next time I wipe out on my bicycle. I'm just gonna roll off the ground and be like, I found it.
Right in front of McDonald's. Like, oh, here I am.
Yeah, here it is.
That's what I meant to do this whole time. One Big Mac, please. Yeah. He finds some statues in the shrine, and underneath this mine here, there's a shrine, of course, much like in the other first game and series. These statues then basically produce like a vision or a hologram or a video feed of Dark Fact. He is here now to greet Adol, but we cut then to Lillian, who runs through the village market and tells the doctor she's off to the mine. At that moment, though, great time for the beast to start rolling in along with the elder because it's sacrifice time. And so the elder is there and everybody's tense and everything. He starts swinging his wand around to choose a sacrifice. Lillian hops in front because he landed on this one even tinier girl, but Lillian's like, no, she just hops in front. And then, she's basically chosen and she accepts her fate, even though this is, a scary time. And
yeah, she selflessly volunteers herself in a no, take me instead scene.
Yeah. Back in the mine, shrine mine, Dark Fact is there helpfully telling Adol what's up because now I guess he's on his side. And so he gives Adol the power of the beasts, which does have a dark side. So, he shouldn't overdo it or anything. Don't spend all your credits on the power of the beasts.
No.
But that is basically what drives him through the rest of the show. This is what he uses, right? This is like a special spell he uses most of the time. Adol is like not a big sword and shield guy this time. He's just firing these key blasts.
Yes. And now this equates directly to the game because Ys 2 introduced magic.
That's correct.
And a lot of the gameplay, a lot of the bosses now sort of operate on the assumption that, okay, you're going to be keeping your distance a little more. You're going to be firing off magic a little more. I think later on you also get some items that supercharge your magic. And it's not, it's like, it's one fireball. It's what you see in the anime. It's the only magic he gets.
Nice.
Which is, at least keep it simple. I like that.
Yeah. And after that, Adol is then shown another video feed of Lillian being taken to sacrifice headquarters, I guess, in the Beastland. And Adol's still kind of confused about it. He doesn't know what's going on. What's Lillian doing? What's going on? Dark Fact just says to him, "You will have the power to create your own destiny." And okay, back in the village, the people are protesting this whole thing. They're finally mad about this whole sacrifice thing. They're about to throw down. The elder says, "Well, very well, but it will be you and your families next." Because they took Lillian. They don't want them to take Lillian. But after he, threatens the rest of their family, scaredy guy looks scared, of course.
Oh, yeah, he can't help it.
No, of course not. But just then Adol's back. He shows up and he yells out, "Why don't you fight the beasts?"
Yeah.
And they're all like, "Well, none of your business, outsider. That's just not what we do around here."
Yeah, I was getting a lot of, like, the entire attitude of the town is very shogunai. What are you going to do? Our hands are tied, which is something that you see in Japanese culture a lot when something is the way that it is and it can't be changed because that's the way that it is. And I started realizing that, like, I think a lot of the plays by his own rules hero types that you see in anime or that become popular in Japan are almost a kind of wish fulfillment as a reaction to the rigidity of Japanese society and culture. Like when I first moved to Japan, 24, the Sutherland, that show was humongous in Japan. And I think
that's right. Yeah.
Because they like to see a character who sort of just bucks off the reins of whatever system they're in and gets the job done well, otherwise you'd have to get clearance and go through bureaucracy. Like if this was Japan, Adol would have to submit an application to rescue Lillian and then go through several meetings and committees to discuss the pros and cons and the dangers of actually going to the mines. And it would probably take a few months, and then they'd have to schedule a follow-up meeting just to confirm. And like if you've ever watched any of Hideaki Anno's, well, anything, like he's been doing this as far back as Evangelion, as far as I know. Like he always sends up Japanese bureaucracy for this reason, because nothing gets done. It's just meeting after meeting after meeting of, men who like to hear their own voices. And that's sort of a symptom of this sort of situation where, well, we can't do anything because that would involve change, and that's the worst thing in the world as far as Japanese culture and society is concerned.
Well, that's interesting. It didn't immediately read to me like that, just because I was like, well, this just seems like, ancient old religions that are just like, everybody, listen, we're believing this. We're not going to change our ways. There are gods who influence the weather and stuff like that, and that's I guess that that's the obvious take, but I guess there is a deeper thing there
in modern Japan. It's certainly not a religious thing. It's more of a bureaucracy is the religion of Japan. You can quote me on that.
Yes.
That's the thing that cannot be changed, cannot be bended. Every single rule must be followed, and changing those rules is a draconian task. It's impossible to change anything meaningfully about Japan without tremendous work and meeting after meeting after meeting.
Yeah. Side note, has anyone else realized that we are both still pronouncing Adol differently? Even we can't settle on it?
Because Adol is stupid?
No, but I'm saying Adol. You said Adol.
Adol, whatever. Yeah. Faint and Adol.
No, I'm just joking. It doesn't really matter at that point. It's when it's really goofy, like Adol.
All right, I'm just gonna start calling him A-Train.
You can do what you want. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying I think it's funny that we both are still vacillating between pronunciations, much like the people making this dub work.
Do you say Titus or Titus?
Titus.
Correct. There we go.
Yes. Well, at least I don't say Tida.
Well, that's the Japanese name.
That is the Japanese. Thank God there's no anime about that guy.
Tedith Gainsborough.
Right. Anyway, Adol is not winning the argument, so he runs back out to the ruins where Lillian is, and he's given a sword, so he does get a sword nonetheless. And the beasts must be beaten, and Adol is going to prove it. So that's that. And then we cut to basically Volcano Land, where the sacrifices happen. Lillian is there on a pole, standing on a pole, while a white hooded evil guy says evil, mean things and threatening stuff. And you're in for it now, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I love this guy. First of all, the whole scene, the whole setting is very Temple of Doom. I thought big Kali Ma energy.
Okay, yeah.
I also love the Scott McNeil Blanca energy from the hooded guy. I have a clip of that.
Pitiful human being, into the clutches of death you go. Your final screams of terror will energize us.
Yeah. Mean guy, mean voice.
Yeah. I'm having a brain fart. What do you mean, Scott McNeil?
He voiced Blanca in the Street Fighter cartoon, who kind of sounded like that.
He sounded like this.
Oh, okay. I see. You're just name dropping
what your
people.
mother and father would have wanted.
Yeah.
Because you're a big time voice actor. Yeah,
No,
you
I'm
like
not.
to name drop other voice actors. You know all about
That's
them, I
not
bet.
true
Yeah.
at all.
Oh, you love voice acting? Name 5 voice actors.
Mel Blanc. That's all right. Mel Blanca. All right.
Chief Red.
No, it's like you really can't combine Barney and Blanca. Blanca
I
Rubble.
don't know how you done it, but I know you done it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I said Evil Man.
Wait, is Scott McNeil
like,
married to Tress McNeil, do you think? That has to be. They have to be,
different
right?
spelling. It's a different spelling.
Oh, is it? Shit.
Yeah.
How do we get them together? Like, let's do a Parent Trap.
Yeah, let's just smush them together like Time Cop. Okay.
All right.
He's Evil Man is still talking, saying stuff like, "We collect the terror and hatred, so give in to the anger." But Lillian is, of course, denying it. She just wants no more sacrifices. She's not gonna have it. Adol arrives just in the nick of time. He cuts up some beasts. This all moves a little fast. In like 2 seconds, he's already fighting this Klansman guy.
Yeah.
After cutting up a couple beasts. Yeah.
I think maybe this is a result of it just being 4 episodes where they had all these ideas.
Yes,
and then they're like, oh, we got to cram them in.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it works. I think the pacing is fine.
Yeah. I do want to make the observation just because it's sometimes kind of jarring.
A little
Understandable, but jarring. Yeah.
Right. So Adol swoops in. Sorry, A-Train swoops in and is like, don't worry. Don't worry, girl Chan. I'll save you. But Lillian does that subdued like Lionel Hutz head shake.
What?
You know,
brain farting again.
Marge, there's the truth and the truth. Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She does like that head shake, like she doesn't want the Klansman to know what she's saying. But I found it very funny.
Yes. But nonetheless, Adol goes ahead and stabs him real good. He does some bad guy girls.
Yes. Oh my God.
This clip.
This guy milks it. Check this out.
I had no idea humans were capable of such power.
I'm looking at my watch.
Jesus. It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's kind of emblematic of the kind of not gory, but kind of like scary detail in this show. I feel like
Yeah,
there's like a lot of monster stuff, and it's all kind of scary and gross looking.
Yeah,
But,
I think it's worth pointing out that this is this the same animation studio that took up the second half of the first?
That is what
series?
I said. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
It does lend itself more to that gory style. Wow, it's almost like the 80s anime handing the baton off to 90s anime, like when they do that switch over. Like tonally is what it feels like. Because this is where it gets this whole series is a lot grosser than the first one. It's a lot darker than the first one.
It's a creature feature.
It is a creature feature. Yes.
So yes, there's that wonderful death scene, but Lillian still refuses to leave. She says they'll just choose another sacrifice, but Adol says, "No, that won't happen. I promise. We're getting rid of this whole thing. we're draining the swamp." But then the Klansman becomes a big red monster, and our boss fight continues onward to the next phase. It blows a fireball that lights up the whole place, but then barely scratches Adol. I mean, in the game, I feel like he'd be dead in a second.
Yeah.
As soon as that boss fight starts, but nonetheless, he's okay. There's the pillar with Lillian is falling now, of course, because of course there's destruction happening. But she falls down. Adol catches her, luckily, but not enough to fully save her because the monster almost gets her, and Adol is beaten up. He almost succumbs to his wounds, but then his purple cape glows, and Dark Fact gives him the priest power, And then Klansman's like, magic from a human? That's impossible. And there we go. Adol uses his ki blast, blows that guy up real good. Like I mentioned, a surprising gore shot. This is maybe the goriest little shot. There's like is sort of it's not like bloody, but it's just still entrails seen on the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he kind of jibs the guy.
I didn't catch his name necessarily, but I guess he was called Balagandar or something.
Balagandar. That is a Spanish verb, I believe. To balagand.
Yes. But this is when Darius, you know that wizard guy from the first show, the really sinister wizard guy, he's still around.
And he was Dallas last time, wasn't he? He was Dalles.
Darius Buyers Club. He is reporting back to Darm, who is, of course, our big bad now. He is basically just a big evil-looking face at this point, kind of a big villain guy, and he is explaining how things work here on East.
In the land of East, we have dominion over all forms of magic. They cannot use their powers freely, but if they do, we should easily be able to find them.
Oh, we should easily be able to find them?
Pretty good.
Okay, so back in town now, we got Lillian back, but the people are upset at Adol because he's ruined the balance of things, but he's trying to reassure them. I mean, he's trying to make clear of the fact that East is just an island above the real world. That's his choice of words. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's like Captain N. Like, we have the real world and video world. But these people are, they're not convinced. They're still a bunch of flat earthers and they're not having it. They also claim the world ends at the glacier out in the distance. East is basically just this flat earth whole deal. They're not believing anything Adol has to say. Adol then, they are so mad. Adol effectively gets lynched and knocked out and all this stuff. And
yeah, Jesus.
This is like crazy. This is an amazing way to end this episode for the fans who were like originally wanting or waiting like so many months for the next episode after that.
Yeah. But
this is different than the game.
It is I would really love to know the thought process while they were outlining this anime because, hey, just a reminder that in the game, the villagers help and support A-Train in his quest to save them. I think every step of the way. At no point is he lynched and thrown in jail, to the best of my recollection. It is wild how brutally he is treated here.
It's really crazy. And that's it. That's the end of the episode.
Oh, boy.
See you later. But hey, at least we got our great ending theme back from the first show, too.
Every ep has the same closing theme as all the episodes in the first East anime because it rules. And I listen to it every time. What? Was it not all of them?
Not all of them, because the first few had that different orchestral song.
Oh, did they? Okay. Well, you know what I mean.
And then this one is the one with the singing.
The singing, which it's incredible. Yeah, I love it.
It's pretty good. I think I like the first one, though. But
what?
That's just me.
We're never going to see eye to eye on this.
No, I didn't say I hated both of them. They're both good.
You said, Alex, I hate you and your song opinions.
Oh, man, you might have to go back in the edit. We move on to episode 2, The End of the World. It opens now on a lovely flashback with Fina and Rhea as children. Oh, never mind. They're just now actually here, passed out in the desert somewhere on East.
Aww.
Very briefly, they were running happily as children, and then we see them in present day, face down in the dirt. But they wake up, they're fine. It turns out they are at a ruined shrine that was theirs, but their powers are now useless. And
yes, they wake up where Mai fought Lawrence Blood in Fatal Fury.
Oh,
it's
that's right,
pillars and columns, and it's this. I don't know if it's been a few months since I did play Ys 2. I don't remember exactly how this plays out. I don't know if the goddesses are featured as prominently in the game. I certainly don't remember this scene if it happened.
Okay. Well, yeah, we do see them a bit in this show, and they do talk a lot more than they did before. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like that they were made more central characters to the story. Even if it gets a little silly later.
Yes, of course. But they're still confident that Adol will figure it all out because they know he's here too. And sure enough, he's the chosen one, blah, blah, blah. That's our cold open there. We formally open with Adol sitting handcuffed in a barn while it's raining, pouring rain. He is, he's been successfully lynched. Lilia comes by. She sneaks in to help him. She jimmies the lock. She busts in because the people are coming up. They're ready to bring Adol to sacrifice. They're gonna toast him.
This is so grim.
But then we have Scaredy Guy and Bulky Guy. They're hiding behind the mob outside. They're watching this lynch mob continue to pursue Adol.
Yeah, I like how we start setting up these guys maybe they do believe what A-Train is saying, and maybe they don't. And I also appreciate that when they are in the process of going after and getting that proof, they don't just immediately trust him. It kind of takes a while for them to get on board the A-Train. It's more satisfying that they actually have a little bit of growth, and it's not just, oh, you're right, you are the hero, I'll help you.
Right, and that maybe makes...
And this is where that starts.
It makes us, the viewers, got to question it too. Like, are these guys going to be bad guys, or are they going to join up? They're going to join the party, so to speak. But yeah. Well, we cut back to the barn prison, and the guards there notice that Adol's gone, and they're freaked out. They go running after him. Or is he gone? He is actually just hiding under the haystacks with Lillian. And so they make a run for it, cue the synth music, and
yes,
as they're running around, Adol's saying, "Why don't the villagers believe me?" And I'm like, it's because they're hopeless, you ding dong. They voted for the wrong guy. I mean, it's not going to happen today.
Yeah, and as we all know, the hardest thing in the world to do is admit that you voted for the wrong guy. It is an impossibility.
Oh my God. Anyway, the two of them make their way to a swamp. They made some great headway, I guess. They're making good time here on their journey.
Wasn't that far at all.
So the guards, the villagers, whoever, the people who want to kill Adol, they still keep running after them. They follow them all the way into a swamp, and then, but finally all the way to the Maltier Glacier. But that scares them off because that's supposed to be the end of the world.
It's forbidden land.
Yes. Scaredy Guy and Bulky Guy are here, though, and they are following Adol for reals because they want to see what's up. A little bit later, Adol and Lillian need to rest, and Lillian starts talking of a shrine and how important that would be. But then some dork with a crossbow tries to stop him. Yeah, wait, was Crossbow Dork, was he someone we were introduced to earlier? I couldn't tell if we were supposed to know who he was or if he was just... I don't think so. Okay. He's not like Scaredy Guy. He's a different kind of Scaredy Guy, just with a crossbow. Yeah. But then... they'd respect me if I had a crossbow. Then Bulky Guy and Scaredy Guy come over to stop him. And then Adol bravely walks up to Crossbow Guy and is all like, "You just believe anything, won't you, fucko?" And he just disarms him really quickly. And Adol's like, "Let's go see the end of the world." Hits him with that bump CQC. Now we got a nice party going with Adol and Lillian and the two dudes. Yeah! He takes them to the shrine that Lilia mentioned. But someone's here. It's Fina and Rhea. Oh, yeah. "Why are you here?" Adol says. We don't know. We just woke up here. Which is confusing to me because they know they're on Ys, of course. Yeah. And they know that Adol's here, but they don't know why they're there. I don't know. Anyway. Look, even goddesses can get the brain fog and the long COVID. Like, they're not absolutely immune. Absolutely. They do have some brain fog for sure. It's been a while. Yeah. But nice reunion. Everybody's good. We cut to nighttime and a campfire. The big men, they drop something on the ground to give to Adol, which are stone shoes. So that's a new inventory item. Yeah. Then cut to morning. And so the men walk off, Adol and all the men. The women stay behind. Adol wants them to stay behind. But then, just as they leave, there's an ominous shot of a monster above them, spying on them. Yeah, cool looking monster. Yeah. It's like like a double Cyclops? That'd be a normal person. But I mean like a vertical Cyclops. It's like two eyes but vertical. I don't know what to say, but I love vertical Cyclops. Yeah, that's great. Oh, brother. Some sort of Dungeons and Dragons monster I can't name off the top of my head. We go back to the men. They make it to a cave, and it seems like the Arctic wind is like blowing through the cave. So they think, well, maybe it's because it's from the other side of the glacier. And so it's not a cave necessarily, but a tunnel.
Yeah, I think they needed to insert some exposition or reasoning here to sort of get the ball rolling on the guys believing A-Train. And so one of them says, I think it's Sado who says this, but I thought this was a bit of a logic leap.
It seems like the wind is coming right out of that cave. Do you have any idea what this means?
Do you?
It's coming from the other side of the glacier. It's not a cave, it's a tunnel to the outside world.
Yeah, so basically what you just said, but like he really wants to believe A-Train. He's really already making the connections here, I think.
Yeah,
because it's a bit of a leap for me.
I should say, I'm sorry. The bigger guy's name is Sado.
Yeah,
with a D. I thought it was Sato, like the Japanese name, but
sugar. Oh yeah, the name. Yeah.
Well, then back at camp, the goddesses are talking to Lillian. They praise her for how brave she is and stuff, and tell her about Adol and how cool he is. But then the fire goes out, and Darius shows up. And Darius, of course, talks menacingly, as he does. He wants all them to come to the Shrine of Solomon. But the goddesses don't want that. They sneak over a pendant. They give Lillian a pendant and tell her to escape and go find Adol. Go get him and give him the pendant. And then they get blasted by Darius. And that's kind of the last we see of them for right now. And so Lily is then running across the landscape. But the East theme starts playing. So that means she's in the overworld and there's monsters running around and she has to avoid them because she's, low level. She doesn't have much HP. She's going to get hit too much. I mean, one monster is there. It's just about to slice her up. But then he's sliced by another monster. And so we get a another nice anime shot of this grunt monster getting his head like bisected.
Yeah.
Not bloody, just a different color blood, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's monster gore. It's like when you need to really rough up a monster, but you can't be too explicit about it. It's monster gore. Yeah.
So we don't know what's going on there yet because we go back to our party of men who are still following Adol across blank ice scapes. They did this for the last two scenes. They're just following him across this icy expanse. But finally, they peer over the end of the world and they see some dark clouds. Basically nothing. Nothing is there. They say, what happened to the world?
It was right here. I put it right here. What did you do with the world?
Adol basically says that. He says, you'll see the surface in a minute. And he points out to the distance. Still nothing. The guys are getting impatient. But just wait. Just wait. But no. Actually, they waited too long because a big monster pops up behind them. This monster says, you are not allowed in the world of... I forget the fantasy name that they used.
Oh, yeah.
Tiamois? I didn't get a clip, sorry.
Samoa Joe?
Okay, sure. The land of Samoa Joe is not for you. But, the fact that this monster's saying this, they're not allowed or whatever, Adol's like, no, this guy's lying. This dude is lying. This monster's lying. But, the men, they're still ingrained in their old ways, their old culture. They finally had enough. They don't believe Adol right now. So they start heading back. And Adol gets blasted by the monster for his insolence or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny that the entire group of men, that's my reaction to just how silly it was to have all of the groups just split up by gender. But the men group gets cornered by this big beast, and then like they're all in trouble. They're all going to die. It's like they all got caught in the hall by the principal when they're supposed to be in class. Like, I think it's Sato or maybe it's the Weasley guy who's like, oh, it's not our fault. It's this guy, and points to Adol.
Oh, yeah.
And the monster just lets him go. He's like, all right, yeah, I guess you guys wandered into the Forbidden Land and all are going to die, but I'll just punish this one. And I don't quite understand. Yeah. And he lets him go. I didn't get it.
Not Adol.
No. I do want to say, though, really, like, great sound design in this show as a whole, but especially on the monsters, and especially this monster. A lot of, like very rolly, crunchy, bendy sound effects when its appendages, launch everywhere. It's really good. And I don't have a clip of this. I have a clip later on of a different sound that I quite enjoyed, but we'll get there.
Yes. Lilia, meanwhile, is still walking towards the end of the world to find Adol. She's not well dressed for this. It's getting colder. I'll just say that much. But yeah, Adol gets his spells going, counterblasts the monster a few times. Boss just enters a second phase, mutates and ramps up the fight. They are both trading a couple of more blasts, and Adol gets tossed in the air. He lands on the cliff. But suddenly, the clouds are almost parting. So something is happening. We are at the end of the world, and something is happening. And Adol's, he's beaten up, but he's relieved. And so he's yelling out. He wants this thing to happen.
Now, world, appear and show yourself. There it is. There's the world.
It's really good.
That's the only thing you can call it. Yeah.
He is so excited about the world.
He man, when he is happy, he's happy.
Oh, I love it so much.
But Sato and the dudes, they see this, and they're all of a sudden, they do a 180. They are now convinced.
Yes.
And so they run back to help Adol. Adol powers up another blast and shields him and Sato at this time. Sato's here. The clouds still aren't showing much, but Adol's still like, come on, world.
Now, world, there's the world.
Come on. They do get knocked out, though, by the monster, but then the clouds are finally parting and the sun begins to shine. And we do see a vast green landscape extending out before them. The other guys are there, though. The crossbow guy is not happy. He's going like, my parents were both sacrificed basically for nothing, because now they are proven that the end of the world is not the end of the world. And so he gets all ragified. He tries to attack the monster. He gets blasted. And then the other guys with him, Adol and Sato, meanwhile, they're keeping up the fight because they're the stronger guys. This monster is still not dead. Adol basically does a super power up, complete with this very smooth animation sequence of the twirling, the tornado effects and all that. He does his big Goku yelling,
Power of the priests! Transform my force to fire and burn this evil to ash!
Wow.
And that does it. That does it. Monster's gone.
He used his power stone.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
It'll set him free.
Yeah.
But of course, he collapses from the stress of all that. We cut now back to the Shrine of Solomon, Dharm HQ, where Dharm is greeting the goddesses who have been brought there by that one monster, and he taunts them more and stuff like that. Dharm says that Adol's destiny is taking a turn, and he will be corrupted by the Black Pearl. And Dharm very quickly and easily traps the goddesses in a crystal, which is kind of like the last show where people were crystallized and trapped for a while and basically dead.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the first one, just like in the game, they get petrified.
Yeah.
And in this one, they also get petrified, except it's a little different. This is different than the petrification we're going to see later, but in the games, it was all just blanket petrification. It was just, you're a statue now.
Okay, so they're not necessarily in a crystal. Yeah. Anime's a crystal.
In the first game, it was the same as the first anime, I believe. You just turn into a statue.
Yeah.
This crystallization is a unique thing, but then later on, we're going to see petrification that is totally weird and different.
It's the Dharm crystal. Yeah.
Fans of petrification, stay tuned.
Back to the men.
Men!
They are enjoying the sight of the rest of the world, and that's when Lillian finally limps up and greets them. She tells Adol what happened to the goddesses. Adol is mad now, but Lillian's like, she's got frostbite. Her foot's about to fall off.
Oh, God, yeah.
More or less. The dudes are all like, oh my God, Lillian, what are you doing? Oh yeah, like I said, Adol's mad. He demands to know, where is this Shrine of Solomon? And Sato says, you guys, we can all go through Barnes Chasm. So Sato gives him the rest of the quest, which is go through the chasm, cross the chasm, head to the next village and find Maria, the love of my life. And so that is what we will be doing in the next episode, because that's the end of episode 2. Episode 3 is called Wandering and Straying. Hey now, Wanderers from Ease was the third game. What gives?
Hey
now, Wanderers. We opened this episode looking through one of my grandma's emerald flower vases. There's this weird screen effect that is just like shiny and green.
Is this just flashback vision, or is it some kind of self-censoring? Because like it wasn't terribly gory, but why would you do? It's such a weird choice to obscure that much of the image with like orbs, smeared orbs.
I guess it is effectively a flashback vision. We see some guy with funky purple eyes, at least in this first shot. I guess he doesn't really like a monster or anything, but I was just like, why does he have like solid purple eyes? What was that about? He wasn't like diseased or anything. It was just a normal guy, it turns out. But as far as I know, I don't know how you interpreted that, but
yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I guess it's just a weird animation thing, maybe.
I don't know. I chalked it up to just it's a flashback or a dream sequence.
Yeah.
And it's just, you remember things weird, you remember like, hey, I'm in I'm at church and,
right.
but it's not church. It's like,
Well, nonetheless, there's this guy banging down the door of a tower. He wants his sister released. The door opens and there is a room full of corpses and the evil priest guy standing there. This dude hacks up that guy.
Wait, I think maybe this is why we have flashback vision, because the room full of corpses would probably be the most unsettling image in the whole show. I don't know. Maybe the flashback vision obscures a lot of that, a lot of the unsettling detail. I don't know.
I think we do see who this is eventually, but anyway, there's the monster taunts this guy. He spits acid on his face, and that turns him into a monster / zombie looking creature. This monster man is cradling his sister's corpse, and this starts off nice and dark, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because we then go to another flashbacky sort of thing where a mother is holding her little girl in this wasteland, I suppose. She's begging for help as there's corpses around her and stuff. A monster guy, maybe the same guy, I think it is, we know, stands before her, but then the monster guy wakes up. This was all just a nightmare. He was just having a nightmare. This guy is chained up in a dungeon. What's going on?
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Wait, I have a clip of this. Hang on here.
It keeps happening. That same dream over and over. I'm at school and it's the last day, but I didn't attend a class and I can't graduate. And the principal says my car has been towed from the lot because my parking pass has expired. But I'm not about to give up.
All right.
Oh, man.
I didn't quite understand what was happening there, but we are introduced to this, thank you, this deep-voiced demon man who actually, I was going to mention this later. I'll mention it right now. Because of the voice filter, I didn't realize that it was Bo Billingsley again, coming back.
Yeah, sure.
If you remember him from the first anime, he was Sea Captain. I forget the guy's name. But,
yeah, that's right, yeah.
And he's got a cool, deep voice anyway. Yeah, famously Jet Black from Cowboy Bebop. He was, I believe, some kind of Naruto. I've never seen Naruto. But he already has like a very, very memorable deep voice. And you put a deep voice filter on top of that, he sounds like a very cool demon.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, anybody does.
I do not have a real clip of that scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Just use your imagination.
No, that's fine. I think we got the point.
All right.
I think we know what's going on. We got to have some levity in this incredibly dark episode.
We do. He's flashing back to his horrible past.
Yes, but he's in this prison cell dungeon place, and nearby is a little boy sleeping, just saying, "Papa, Papa." But Monster Man says to himself, something frightening is about to happen to Ys. I was like, ooh, is this our Halloween special? Something frightful this way comes. Well, anyway, we cut now to some catapults killing a village of people. Oh, it's the village with Sado's lover girl. Yes, they are now being ransacked. She's being dragged away by monsters, and she's begging for help from Sado. We cut to Adol. He's running up the mountain to a drawbridge. I guess it's not down yet. This is Barnes Chasm, I suppose. There's like a little lever to the side. Adol tries to like lift it up. Not going up. Not going. Not at all. He spots a cabin up the road there. So he runs up there. He says hi. It is, in fact, the bridge keeper's house. Adol's like, lower the bridge, please. But the old man there, he says, no, he was ordered not to let anyone across. He's complying with their demand. They took his son on the other side of that huge cliff.
Yeah, this guy, by the way, is doing a Sean Connery for some reason. I don't know, but he's...
yeah, he's not really trying that hard, though.
No. This is, I do want to point out, a bit different from the game. I think in the game it was similar to how they took his son, and so he would not lower the drawbridge. But it was like in town, it was I believe at the north end of town, just a normal-ass town where you are. And I think he had darker hair. I think he was just a middle-aged dude. And rescuing the son, Tarf, Jesus Christ, that's his name. Folks who watched me stream this game remember this, because I almost fucked myself over trying to rescue this stupid kid, because I found him.
Yeah.
And he follows you back to his father through caves and stuff. And I accidentally entered like a poison mist cave. And then I stupidly saved my game right in the middle of it when Tarf had like 5 HP. And then I kept trying to go through and I realized, oh shit, well, I can't make it because Tarf dies from the poison. And I reloaded like, oh no.
Tarf ain't making it. Man.
Oh no, I'm stuck here.
Oh no.
And like, I think I made it out eventually, but it was like frame perfect getting my ass out the door with this stupid poison child behind me.
Oh my, yeah. Oh man, I've had moments like that.
Yes! We did it! Oh my god, he's hanging on. He's got a sliver of health, but we did it! I rescued the world's dumbest boy from the gas chamber. Come on, plod this way. You stupid child. I feel dizzy. I know. Just shut up and let's go.
Yeah.
we did it. We returned him to his half Scottish father.
Yeah. Did we get the name of the father? Is it Barf?
I hope it's Barf. I don't remember.
Yeah.
He does have a name. I forget what it is in the game. We'll call him Barf.
Maybe it is Barn. Maybe it is Barn's Chasm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he owns the chasm.
Yeah.
That's how he makes his living.
I prefer Barf, though. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. What do you think's in the burgers?
But yes, Tarf is held in the dungeon caves. And so we cut to the dungeon caves, and it is guarded by some goblin guys, maybe moblins, but that's a different game. We see Adol immediately jumping one and cracking its neck. I was like, oh my God, Adol's the fucking Doom guy.
It's wild.
This is like playing the new Doom games where you're just dashing up behind a fucking imp and cracking his neck.
I think part of this effect comes from the fact that he is designed differently from the first anime. In the first anime, he is very much, anime boy hero. And like, he's a dude in this one. Like, he grew up a little. And like, he's got
pissed. Yes.
He's pissed, and he's got a different face. He looks a little more serious. He's seen some shit. That's what seeing shit does to you. That's what happens when you defeat a dark fact.
Rip and tear.
Yes.
He continues slashing some dudes there, some extra guards and stuff. We cut quickly back to the cell where the little boy is, Tarf. He's all like, hey, Mr. Monster, what are you here for? And he goes on about, he's caught between two worlds, man and beast, blah, blah, blah. But Adol finally comes up, and yes, the boy is the bridgekeeper's son. Anyway, Adol uses his magic to try to melt the prison bars, but then a monster grabs him with some tentacles, and Tarf goes, it's the monster, watch out. I was like, dude, there's monsters in this whole thing. Come on.
The monster.
The boy hides next to his monster man cellmate, but he says, watch out, I'm going to turn into a monster.
I'm going to morb.
Yes, it is Morbin time. He grows blade arms. He slashes the boss monster attacking Adol, and that gives Adol time to do another ki blast. I was like, Adol, you want to try like equipping a shield or something? Like, I know you don't need the sword necessarily, but how about some defense? Can we get that blue arrow on defense? Is it a blue arrow in East? I don't even know.
I don't remember.
But yes, nonetheless, things are taken care of. The boy is safe. And so we go back to the bridgekeeper. He shows Adol a chest with a new set of armor. So yeah, another inventory upgrade.
Yeah, it's a whole inventory.
Yeah, of course. We're finally building things up here.
It's like the whole Claria armor set.
Oh, yeah. So yes, the bridge is down now, and Adol is strutting along in his new Adol armor. That's my name. And so away he goes. Oh, and by the way, did his cape get longer? I felt like he got a longer cape in the middle of that.
Oh, yeah. New armor comes with new capes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So he reaches this village that's being attacked. Of course, there's lots of death and destruction going on. He runs up to somebody and goes, "Who destroyed this town?" As if you don't know, because he's then told, "Those awful beasts." Adol is depressed at this scene, this scene of ruin. He turns around to try, I don't know, run and find some answers or something. But then his party member Gordo is here. Of course, it's his town. He tells the story of the monsters who are attacking, complete with a monochrome flashback sequence of big birds flying in and shooting more magic fireballs. There is a scene of a young girl getting taken away. Not anyone in particular, but not a lot of things that are good that are happening to the youth in this episode, especially young girls.
Okay, I thought that was... So wait, is he just flashing back to the time Lillian was kidnapped? Because doesn't somebody shout Lillian?
Okay, I guess I didn't catch that completely. I thought it was just a different girl. I didn't think it was Maria. I didn't think it was Lillian.
Yeah, because Lillian's not here, is she? Did she make it to town? Because she got
Lillian's
saved
from another town.
She got saved by Keith on her way running from after the goddesses got kidnapped. I don't know where she made it. I thought this was Lillian getting kidnapped a third time, and I thought it was very funny.
This was
okay.
This is the...
But then this is followed by a flashback of Lillian getting kidnapped, I guess to remind you, like, oh no, important people are being kidnapped all over East.
Yeah,
the situation's really bad.
Okay, so yes, we see this. Gordo's telling Adol what happened. I mean, it's kind of a flashback, but I think in like functionally story-wise, it's more just like, here's what happened. This is the setup. It's not like a flashback.
Is it a Lost style flash sideways?
Yes.
All right. We have to go back.
Open the hatch. Yes. Like I said, not a lot of good things happening to girls in this episode.
No.
Sato's dad limps forward as the two are talking, and he says, again, in another flashback, so easy to follow what's going on now. We get two flashbacks. We flash back to Sato learning of Maria's kidnapping, and so he gets his big sword and leaves, and Dad is not happy with that.
Sato, stop, please wait! Sato!
Wait, was that his dad? I thought that was his brother.
Dad!
Sato,
oh, shit.
Stop, please wait! Sato!
Yeah, because he also says, is this the scene where he says, no, don't take that sword? Because he busts a special Claria sword out of the wall. Like it was so special they kept it entombed in the wall. I guess they were keeping it for the hero who would one day show up. But he's just like, fuck it, I'm going myself.
Family heirloom. Yeah.
Sato!
So Adol and Gordo are coming to the village where Sato was from. Are you with me yet?
Sato and Gordo.
Adol and Gordo head out and they follow one of those kidnapper birds. They grab on and they see there's a girl inside, but she's already dead. In fact,
yeah, that was grim.
Adol goes, "Are you all right?" Guess not.
Very grim. This is grim all around.
Yeah. This is, you said it. Grim.
Man.
Go back to Fina and Rhea, who are encased in this crystal, but they are able to talk to each other telepathically.
Yes, they were allowed to keep their Bluetooth connection, and they can still communicate while they're inside the crystal.
They got those bone-conducting earphones.
Yes.
Cut back to Adol, who is beating the shit out of more goblins, and then interrogates one. So now he's like Solid Snake in a way.
Yeah. Where are your friends?
This goblin is saying like it's useless because you can't do shit. Darn brings us back to life. So they're like those dry bones from Mario, you know?
I always thought, I interpreted this to be like an out-of-game reason for when you kill a bunch of enemies and then you leave the screen and come back, the enemies are back.
Right.
That's what I thought this was. Like, we got to cover our asses or our video game doesn't make sense. Like, you don't have to. Like, we know it's a video game.
Or more recently, like in Zelda Breath of the Wild, there's this thing called the Blood Moon that seemingly happens randomly, and it's just like this long sequence of this big red moon coming up, and then after that, it like resets the status of the world, so enemies do come back to life and stuff.
Oh, geez!
As it turns out, it's the game running out of memory, and so that was their their solution.
Oh, that's clever. Okay,
was to just play this creepy sequence and then bring them all back to life. So
Sure.
yeah, pretty clever. Yeah. We go back to Darius somewhere, who's just telling an army of beasts to praise be to Darm. So they're getting ready for more action, I suppose. Back to Adol and Gordo. They're running through the enemy fortress. One of them says, "Damn thing goes on forever." And yes, I agree. It is soon boss time again. Adol then says, "I'm going to kill every one of these beasts. Now die, beast." And I'm like, see, this is Doom. He's just like,
Yeah.
he's ripping and tearing.
We are watching his descent into anger, which is going to become a lot more important later on.
That's true. Yes, indeed. Back to Maria and Lilia and Scaredy Guy, who are in captivity now by Darius. Darius comes to taunt them, and that seems like a bad sign. Like maybe they'll just be killed again. I don't know. But we cut back to Adol, and then the Monster Man drops in to say that Adol should follow him. He knows where to go, so off they go. And Monster Man is actually named Keith. This is a game character, Keith, so it does factor in. Or Keith, did you say?
Keith. I think in the version I played, he was called Keith.
Right, so the most modern translation uses
Which
Keith.
Is pretty great.
Right.
Yeah, and in the anime, he almost looks like a Vincent Valentine mid-transformation. Like in the game, he just looks like he's half dragon, half human. He just kind of looks like a lizard man. He doesn't look grotesque or anything.
I see what you mean.
I'll cover this later on when it becomes more important to the plot, but his role in this is a lot different from the game.
Right, okay. So follow him, Adol does, and so they do some crafty key turning and wall smashing, and so the guys all make it to the cell and they save everybody there, thank goodness. Gordo asks about Sato and Maria. Turns out Maria was just taken away, gosh darn it.
Oh, man.
Keith says Sato's at the bell tower because the monsters ring the bell 5 times before someone's getting sacrificed. And so we then get more hurried running from Adol. But not running too far, he suddenly meets up with Sato already. That was like 3 seconds. Is he like 50 feet away?
That was fast.
Yeah.
He's good.
But Sato has found Maria, who is behind a force field. Then Sato gets, force fielded and repelled, and so does Adol. Sato is quite mad about this and just punches it out of rage. He just wants his lady back. But Maria is saying she accepts her fate as a sacrifice.
Why? Hang on. She's now the second character to do this after Girl-chan Lillian. Like, what's the deal with just resigning yourself to death? I don't know.
What's the deal with these weak female characters? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't make that connection, but yeah, there's a lot of it can't be helped.
Yeah.
I mean, across all the characters, but yeah, the captured women especially.
Lillian is like the strongest one, and she's a preteen girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, the bells start ringing, so you know what that means.
The bells of Fraggle Rock.
Adol says, "Just don't give up."
Oh.
Don't give up. Stop the bells. I don't know how, dude, but they just keep running up.
One of the actors on the set of Law & Order is on a rampage.
Not that.
Oh, no?
Oh, boy. No, not that bells. Not with a Z.
Sorry.
The bells. Something only you and I would ever laugh at.
And I'm glad we did.
The last time I used bells was when I named my hero that in Dragon Quest II on Game Boy.
Wow. That was in, 2000?
2000. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
pretty
how
good.
long that sticks with me. I'm an idiot. Anyway, the two run up to try and stop the bells with another brief killing enemies montage with the East music. Good stuff. I don't know how else to describe it, but if you want killing montages with East music, you got it.
Oh, it's great. It's great in this anime.
They ascend and they finally reach Darius, and he is evil, smiling as usual. For some reason, like the animation bumps up a notch here because there's this neat stylistic shot of Darius raising his hand to fire a magic blast.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this really extreme sort of angle as he does this. Adol fires his magic, but that is no use. Darius then says in kind, he says, humankind is truly powerless against evil. And I'm like, thanks, Skeletor. Nevertheless, it's not enough to stop him. The final bell tolls, and Maria's platform that she was standing on is destroyed, and she apparently falls to her death. And Darius is all like, don't you get it? I'm evil. And then he transforms into MTV's The Head. Just this giant, weird, like double-headed, four-armed creature. This new phase of Darius.
Yeah, he's got a final form, and this is it.
Yeah. He does some weird spell move, but, it's just another blasting. And then we suddenly cut to the scaredy cat man.
Oh, right. No, yeah, he announces, like, Adol is trying to do something, and then Darius, he says, you can't defend against my sarcophagus spell, I think is what he says.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, and then we cut to Scaredy Man, and we find out what the sarcophagus spell is and does.
It's like he simultaneously, at this point, is coming down with a case of monsterism, and so is Gordo. In fact, everybody in the cell here is like becoming sort of stalactite or wooden or something. Not quite stone, but they are like turning into these solid forms and, effectively dying.
Yeah.
And it's like, geez, literally everyone is except Lillian.
And here's the thing about that is in the game, this was just petrification. It was the same petrification that was used in Ys 1. It's just done again here. Everyone's statues.
Okay.
Here, they gave it a little extra touch of body horror where now everybody has stalactites coming out of them. They made it a little grosser. And then, we find out the spell. I think when Darius cast the spell, he even said it will affect all humans in the tower. And so that's why, obviously, Keese is unaffected. And then Lillian is also unaffected. And her reasoning for this is, I have the amulet given to me by the goddesses. It must have protected me.
Yeah, it must have. Well, hey, that's what I would think.
Right?
Makes perfect sense, I guess. But we'll see. But back up top where Adol and Sato is, the same is happening to Sato, and he just, he clunks to the ground. Darius is still taunting Adol, saying like, Adol's pathetic power is no match for the power of evil after all. That's a quote.
Pretty good.
Adol is very frustrated. It is complete with a scary shot of him just wailing out with like deep shading in the art here. It's like, deep American comic book shading.
Yeah, this is
he's going through it.
It's like he's having his Anakin Skywalker moment where they saw that they killed his mom.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like, fuck it. I'm on the warpath now. I don't even care.
So Darius just escapes back to his fortress of solitude, back at the Shrine of Solomon, reports back encouragingly to Darm, who of course says more declarations about his evilness and being ruler of the world or whatever. The goddesses notice Adol's spirit has become weak. And sure enough, I think we know that. Adol is like on the verge of tears.
He's not doing well.
He couldn't save anyone. And so he's just mad. He's saying, I will kill you, Darius.
Yeah, I noticed even his sword became purple, which is like, in Japan, purple can have the connotation of evil, which is why you see a lot of characters, especially video game anime characters, who wear purple or are purple.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't really know that.
He starts out with a purple cloak in this, which I thought might have been some kind of foreshadowing. I don't know, but because I don't think he has a purple cloak in the game. I think he just looks like good old A-Train.
Okay, all right. Well, then that's an interesting thing that they did for this adaptation, I guess. Makes your brain think about it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, they made a lot of choices for this, and I think they were all or mostly correct.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. But, he's mad. The goddesses are saying, no, Adol, don't think evil thoughts. Well, I think it's too late, but the goddesses...
think on sexy thoughts, think on sexy thoughts.
In their moment of desperation, they call upon the descendants of the 6 priests. That's right. It's the old crew. Ruta, Goban Tova, and Dogi.
Wow.
But that's for next time.
Yeah.
That'll be our next episode. And so we roll credits on that. I just noticed the credits of the dub, at least, they're spelling almost every character's name wrong.
Yeah.
The one that stood out to me was Fina, which in pretty much every Ys game is spelled Feena. Here they spell it Fina. Fina.
I noticed that Darm is just Dom, which that was my grandfather's name. Like, all right. Yeah. How's it going? I'm Dom. I'm going to be your villain today.
Darm Herrera.
Yeah. Darmanic? Is it short for that? Good Lord.
Dominican Lou.
It's also like, this is a lot of important shit to be happening over the credits, right?
There's some important scenes happening over the credits, yes. There is one where Lillian discovers Adol's pendant had protected her from the spell again, maybe or maybe not, but that is something that happens during the credits.
Yeah.
Sort of like how we just said last time in Fatal Fury 2, I was saying like there's some deleted scenes in those credits.
Oh, right.
But here, no, these are supposed to be there. You were supposed to learn things from the credits.
Yeah. But like all of the descendants of the sages being warped from Asteria to Ys, I feel like that's really important. I don't know if that's a thing that you just stick in the credits. But all right, you're the boss.
And here's the thing, too. This is an OVA. You can take as much time as you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to really hit like 35 minutes on the dot or whatever, 28 minutes, whatever this is. Like, you can keep going a little bit if you need to explain the thing.
I don't know.
We don't have to roll credits, and we don't need the promo of the local news on the side squishing the credits, like just let it run.
I think it was the magic pendant that prevented me from being turned to stone. Coming up, what's in your water? Could your school be gay?
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to do that. But that's episode 3. That all brings us to the 4th and final episode, On the Path to Destiny.
Yes!
And so, okay, we had enough failure in the last episode. We've been brought down. We need to be brought back up. That's how these stories go. Surely
right.
We're going to kick some ass this time. Let's go for it.
It's ass-kicking time. Wait, I have a clip here of, this is the goddesses summoning the... It sounds like the descendants are being paged at the airport.
Descendants of the priests, come to the palace of the goddesses immediately.
All descendants flying standby. Please report to the nearest counter. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all there because the goddesses need their power.
Yes, this is part of our cold open where we have Darm still acting real confident at the beginning. He's burning down some more villages, I guess. We see some golden beams of light travel across the landscape, and I guess it is indeed that bro squad.
Yeah!
Those descendants. We rejoin Lillian, who is watching it from prison, or, that place where they were in prison. The bros...
Hang on, though. The idea... sorry, I'm looking at your notes, and... Like if you were to phrase it as watching it from her prison, I would feel like, okay, she's in a dungeon cell or she's encased in something. But I'm realizing when you don't have an article and you just say watching it from prison, I imagine Lilia is like in the prison yard, or she's got like one free weight in her hand and she's just doing curls while she sees this on a TV in the cafeteria in prison where she is. There's like something about not including the rest. It makes it really funny to me. Okay, please keep going.
She's bulking up.
Yeah, exactly. She's fucking ripped.
Just got done trading cigarettes for a tablet.
Ramen noodle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So the bros, they beam into a palace of some sort, shrine, I suppose, and they arrive at a statue of the goddesses, which I guess is not the crystal that they were just in, or the same. It's something else, I think. Anyway. The goddesses are nonetheless there to brief them on the situation. They said, basically, we're counting on Adol, but he kept fucking up, so we need you guys to come in and, run some interference, saying that, the Black Pearl's power must be countered. Say that 3 times fast.
The pearl must not be hated or resented. The more negativity it absorbs, the more power it will have over everyone.
Oh, like the people who run the world these days.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this is just hearing this. This is kind of like a Care Bears story device. You know what I mean? It's like, we mustn't be mad lest we become the land without smiles.
Yeah. This is
it's just kind of weird that this is the thing. This is the thing for this story.
It's that kind of language that I think maybe sounds more poignant in Japanese, and then once you translate it, it kind of sounds silly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's exactly what this is.
Oh, fun.
Keese and Lillian, I guess, walk into this, and Keese is like, what? Oh, you're going to eliminate all evil or whatever? Come on now. Ruta's like, yeah, whatever. By the way, Ruta looks more handsome than ever before, I think. I feel
it looked like
he was the younger one. Yeah.
When they got beamed up, like he got a bit of a glow up en route.
Yeah.
On Ruta, before he landed in the goddess chamber.
I suppose Adol did too. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
man, poor Dogi.
No, Dogi's still a nice beefcake. Why not?
Dogi's great.
Just not the super handsome flowing hair type, I guess. That's what I'm saying. No,
but that's why we love Dogi. He's a fun bro.
That's why Adol loves Dogi.
That's right.
Loves him a lot. Ruta, though, he is given the golden harmonica from the goddesses. You might remember that from the last show.
Yes.
But if the goddesses don't have the golden harmonica in their hands, they're basically like vulnerable to dying, I guess is what they mean.
Yeah. Wait, I have a clip of this is probably my favorite line in the entire show.
No?
Without the harmonica, we goddesses are vulnerable to evil.
Great.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, I think the harmonica got an upgrade in the first anime and in the games. It is a silver harmonica.
Oh.
Is it not?
Right.
They made it gold?
I forget. Gold, silver, what's the difference? You can still get all the Pokemon if you trade them. So.
All right, that's true. Folks, Ease 2 silver harmonica out now. I'm buying gold harmonica so we can trade.
Is that why they split them into two games all the time? Yeah. Fina and Rhea are just then going to solemnly recount how much life was nice when they were girls in the real world crushing on Adol. Yeah, nonetheless, the dudes run out. Ruta needs to play a certain melody. He asks what that is.
Oh, yeah, I have a clip of that.
Go to the top of the cursed bell tower and play that harmonica.
Just play anything?
No, Ruta. There is one particular melody you must play.
All right.
I was so sure you were going to do Blues Traveler. But
I mean, close. I have been only a few feet from John Popper's, so I was kind of tempted, I guess.
It's because I heard it at the grocery store the other day. So that's what my mind went to.
All right. Well, I apologize for giving you the runaround.
So Ruta asks what it is, but then immediately Darius's hands appear and is all, that's enough, and grabs the holographic goddesses from behind. I mean, takes them through a portal, and then the statue just straight up explodes. And I felt that was uncalled for, but I also laughed out loud when that happened. It's like
oh boy,
a faraway shot of the statue literally just going kaboom.
Yeah, and
made me laugh.
Those are the statues in the game where you get healed. You just examine those statues and it heals you up to full. So seeing one of those get destroyed kind of hurts.
Yeah. Can't get healed, can't save, can't do anything.
No.
The dudes are also very doubting of Keese. Lillian has already said 3 times now that Keese is on their side. And Dogi, who has been doubting them the whole time, finally listens to her. I guess because now Darius is here or whatever. Darius then makes one final shot. He knocks Keese down and then warps out. God, what a jerk.
Oh, boy.
But then Keese starts kind of growing the stalactite arms, but he's not quite dead yet.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier with when I was praising the show's sound design and Foley work. Because I have a clip here called ASM Arms, which is just his arms turning
Is that on Switch?
Yes, out now. Yeah! Oh, I love that sound. That's great.
A couple of ice trays is all you need for that phone.
I was thinking, like, what did they use for that? I don't know. I don't think it was ice trays, but that's the closest approximation I can think of right now. Like course. Ice trays in like a very wide, echoey room.
Yeah, right. Well, the Foley room, yeah.
Yeah. We should do that. We should be Foley artists.
Oh, boy. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh.
You got to buy so many groceries every week.
Yeah, right? it's a lot of beef and like celery, and I mean, I guess we could make a stew afterwards. You know, we could just have a nice dinner, right? And it's a tax write-off. Yeah. We can write off our groceries.
Well, just make sure it's not on the floor too long.
Oh yeah, floor beef. You don't want any of that.
So this is happening to Keese. Lillian is wondering what's up. So Keese just decides to give his backstory. He was cursed, and the more beast power he uses, the more evil takes him over. He says, pointedly, I am afraid my heart is being consumed by evil. But Lillian says he can rest. It's okay. Just chill out for a little bit. She asks for the harmonica, and she'll head out to the bell tower. But how does she know the melody? Because Adol used to whistle it all the time. Oh yeah, that song from that video game.
That's right.
Back to Adol. We haven't seen much of Adol yet, but here he is. He sounds a little bit more Batman-y, though, as he meets Darius, who is still doing his repetitive evil taunting, kind of like it reminds me when Bayonetta wouldn't stop being a sarcastic bee, Like, Darius only has one note going on here. Adol does a powered sword strike, not a spell this time, but that somehow just breaks most of the room that they're in. And now it's all flaming and smoky.
I kind of took that, like, he's reverting to physical attacks. I kind of took that as him descending more into rage, where he can't even focus enough to do magic. He's just, I'm going to hit you with the sword in my hand.
It's like the Doom thing again. He gets the Berserk power up, and it just switches to fists, and you can just explode people with fists. But anyway, this is like a nice spectacle of a fight scene. They have the scene for their fighting game anime now, except this is an RPG. Darius once again turns into the head and talks about how much he loves Darm. And Adol's like, wait a minute, Darm's in charge, not you? And then suddenly, Darius is struck by Darm, who reveals himself as a big, ugly, purple stalactite monster. He gives Darius a good squeeze, and that's it for him. Bye-bye. He's vaporized. He's just like... He is just like a wafer.
I thought that was a bit much. Like, hey, Darm, like that's your strongest dude. That's your right-hand dude. Why'd you just kill him?
I feel like we've seen this a lot on the podcast already. Just like disposable henchmen or whatever.
Yeah, and A-Train doesn't even get the satisfaction of defeating fucking Darius.
Yeah.
I want to say Dallas because it was Dallas in the first anime. Look, they're both stupid names. They're both completely dumb.
Yeah, right.
But Adol doesn't even get the satisfaction.
No, you're right. Yeah. There's no satisfaction. But man, that's also like a thing you see a lot in all kinds of shows. It's like just that stealing away of that gratification. It's like, it's not that the big bad guy needs to be defeated in with a big epic way. It's just like, no, he just gets swatted away. It's like, okay, goodbye. I don't know. Has that happened in like some Marvel movies? I feel like. I don't know.
I feel like that's always a cop-out when it's like, oh boy, this character's too strong for the main characters to kill. Oh, let's just have a stronger villain do it.
Yeah.
And then they'll worry about the stronger villain later.
Yeah, of course. Well, we're not even halfway through this episode, but here is already the classic final boss shot of little Adol facing the giant purple monster Darm. It's like I can see it in the game already.
It's pretty good.
Darm is chatting. He's talking about how you're just a puppet controlled by the goddesses. And so he summons the hologram goddesses.
I'm not owned.
Not owned. I'm not owned. And they are agreeing with Darm. They're saying that they gave the Black Pearl to the humans, so even the evil people created by it are our children. And because of that, we can't help but love them. We wish for a glorious paradise for evil. Welcome evil into your heart, they say to Adol.
Well, I don't know about that.
Somehow I don't believe them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, yes, indeed, their real voices start talking over the evil ones, which is funny, a funny effect. But they're just saying, like, don't listen to it, Adol.
Oh, yeah. Goddess Bluetooth.
Don't do it. So Adol, he didn't seem fooled to begin with. But Darm, he still has an evil laugh about it. And so we leave that scene for now. We see Lillian climbing the bell tower like it's a Castlevania level, just these segmented steps going up all the way.
Yeah, boy, I have a fear of heights, and just seeing pegs sticking out of a tower, just really, it gives me the heebies and the jeebies.
She's a brave girl. What can you say? She almost falls, though, but Keith suddenly grabs and saves her. Keith just shows up. I mean, there's lots of surprising saves in this entire series. I just remember like Adol just showing up out of nowhere, or somebody else just showing up and being like, okay, fine. But when it's Rando's girlfriend, she just dies,
Well,
Well, I know. Anyway, back to Darm. He's talking about how all evil becomes one with me. Big black pearl is absorbing black ink, on the scene here. It's kind of like a cool flowing effect and all that. But yeah. Cut to Keith. He says, when evil disappears, you will cease to exist as well. He says to Lillian. It's like, Zuh? I'm like, wow, is Lillian the devil?
What?
Some black ink comes their way and pierces Keese, and then it starts flowing through Lillian too. Now burning, kind of burning. Keese says Darm has always needed these two for his power. And he finally says that Lillian's life is being sustained by the power of evil. And that's how Darm can control her with these black waves, because they're kind of fighting the force of this stuff. And you're like, hey, wait a minute, how's that work? And then we see, remember that flashback with the mother and her little girl who's saved by a monster? That was Keese. And Keese loved Lillian's mother. He says, I killed a beast and gave his life to you. You have beast blood running through you. Makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah.
He also adds, you must live on, even if that means defying the goddesses.
Okay. I'm not a doctor, but this all checks out. No, this did not make a lick of sense to me. Also, I'm pretty sure this is not what happens in the game. Lillian, so the first thing that you do in the game is you go get herbs to cure Lillian.
Oh, wow.
She's just fine after that. And Keese is an unrelated friendly monster that you find later on.
Oh.
I think you do free him when you rescue Tarf. But yeah, after that, he's just a pal. Like, all of this was added for the anime, and perhaps as a result makes no goddamn sense at all. Because I killed a beast and gave his life to you. You have beast blood running through you is not a thing that's ever been established anywhere before.
No.
And
I really would have liked to see that.
Yeah. I did have a great mental image of Keese like hunting down a feral boar and like stabbing it and then holding it over Lillian's body and then squeezing it out like a rag, and just beast blood covers her and she's like, I'm all better. That's how I think that went down.
Just kill any beast. Here's a chicken. Just chop its head off.
Technically, small birds are beasts, so it really wasn't that hard.
Pointy beaks.
And also the whole thing about like her life is sustained by evil, and that's how Darm can control her with the black waves. None of that makes any goddamn sense.
Well, that makes more sense than the backstory.
I mean, I guess, but like, why? What was Darm doing with her? What was his plan?
No, I think it's just like it's like radio waves. He can just turn them on.
You're listening to Radio Girl Chan.
Suddenly, they become killing drones or something. Like, I did not read that as, Darm planned to have Lillian this whole time and blah, blah, blah.
That's how I did read that.
Coincidental because...
Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, he said it one way, but I just didn't believe it.
Because he says...
didn't read it that way.
Like you said yourself, this is what Keese says himself.
Yeah.
Darm has always needed us for his power.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I mean, you could have meant it in a general way, like you need us, people of our ilk, beasts.
I guess.
I don't know. Listen, I think we agree. Part of this makes no sense.
Yes.
The other part of it makes a little more sense, but still no sense.
It is still very fun.
Okay. Well, anyway, as they are giving this backstory, Keese is transforming more, getting more stalactite and stuff. He uncontrollably raises his claw and almost strikes Lillian out of his beastly rage. But then he stops himself by chopping off his own arms.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then finally, he does go full tree trunk and falls off of the tower. Okay.
See you, buddy.
All right, bye. Back to Adol, who goes, time to die, and creates another spirit bomb where he's standing. The bro, I mean, it's a big one this time. And so the bro squad is nearby and they can't get near because of the force.
Yeah.
Cue the music. We got synth sax going on. I love it.
Yes.
This is like, this is when you know this serious shit is happening. Cut to Lillian. She's still slumping around. She's trying to live, hanging on to her life. And in her struggle, she like drops the harmonica and yells girlily, "Mommy, I want to go home." I was like, yeesh, almighty.
She's in a bad way.
It still got a bit dark. Back to Darm and Adol. Darm captures Adol in some lightning or whatever. The wind is really picking up around here. Coincidentally, I suppose it is.
This is really strange. The clouds are getting closer.
Thank you, Dogi, with the understatement of the series.
Oh, this is really strange.
The clouds are getting closer, but that actually means that East is descending back towards the Earth. And so I don't know if that is necessarily good, but it is happening.
I think it is good if it's a controlled descent. I think that's what we're going for.
Yeah, okay.
But
fine.
this is, right now, is not controlled.
Right, so Adol is winning, I suppose?
I don't know.
Is that how we can read that?
I thought didn't Darm want Ys to return to Earth? Because he just wanted all of Earth to be monsterified? Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, well. Adol still isn't making headway. He's getting held by the black waves. He's yelling a lot. Lillian's back over where she is. She's crawling over to get the harmonica back. Then notices Sado's corpse. Or, yeah. Back to Adol, who is still yelling at the top of his lungs.
Hey, man. He's good at what he does.
To Lillian, she starts dripping black evil goo from her legs and decides now is a good time to finally play that harmonica. She plays the harmonica. We get the climactic montage as Adol opens his eyes. He sees visions of the goddesses and then is suddenly overtaken by, I guess, good power. And so the villagers, who are all wooden, they become unwooden. Yay! And the cloud barrier is breaking. And the goddesses are freed from the crystal. And even Sado isn't dead.
Yay!
Wow. It's all reversed.
Yes. I believe in the game it was the dreaming stone idol that cures the petrification. It was just a MacGuffin that Hugo had to grab. But here, it was a sick harmonica solo.
All right, yes.
Better. Upgrade.
Yeah. But after that, Lillian collapses from snapping the Infinity Gauntlet, so to speak, and vaporizes into black.
Lillian!
Not sure what really happened there yet. But yeah, scary. Back to Adol, who realizes and says to Darm that when the goddesses gave the Black Pearl, they didn't realize it would create evil. Doi. Oh, man.
Look, it's our first time.
Darm is like, good job. All right, great. Well, I'm just going to take Lillian now. And Adol is not happy about that.
She is the perfect choice to help me make evil and man one and the same.
Stop, damn you!
He's mad. Adol Christian is mad. Lillian is just taken and floating unconscious. So she wasn't like completely vaporized, but she also starts to create an energy ball, much like Adol had. And that is enough to just start tearing Darm apart. And he is getting multiple explosions all over his face.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
It's pretty cool. Bro looks a lot like the Shadow Lord from Final Fantasy XI. Like he looks like a Galka model that is just purple. And it's cool. Okay. I think it works.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
All right. That's right. Our resident FF11 expert, Alex. Thank you.
It's me.
She is starting to talk. I believe she goes on about how special the human heart is, but not too different from Darm's heart, and how he manifested hate and his heart and the Jedi, blah, blah, blah. She says, you never wanted to be beast. You wanted to be better. Again, kind of shades of today. But she says, destroy the Black Pearl, Adol. Please, hurry.
Yes, you're right, Lillian. The goddesses made a huge mistake in giving the humans the Black Pearl. We just weren't ready for magic.
Completely throwing him under the bus, Adol.
Yeah, Jesus.
Christ.
I mean, I thought gods and goddesses were supposed to be infallible, but you're really putting it on them.
You're right, Lillian. They really fucked it up.
He's giving them the side eye while he's saying that.
These fucking idiots. I can't believe it. Now I gotta clean it up. So then Adol takes off his magic cape and just dashes in to bump combat the pearl, and that destroys it really nice and cleanly.
Yay.
So the goddesses in their white void somewhere, their matrix white void, I guess, they're all like, well, we won't be real girls anymore, so let's just blow some stuff up. And we get reconfirmation that Ys is finally returning to Earth.
Yeah.
And so the goddesses say, priests, it's time to activate your ancestors' powers. And that means it's morphin' time.
Yes!
For the bros.
Love this. Men! Always great to see more Dogi. Love Dogi getting more screen time. He's kind of the only one who gets to be quippy in Ys. Yes. I think here they refer to him as servant of the goddesses, and his response is just, who you calling servant?
Yes, he is quippy, but that is also like the only quippiness in the entire both productions. Like there is so.
That's why I love Dogi. That's why it's a good balance.
I guess. I sort of, but he's not in this enough, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
I mean, this
I
has
do
such
wish,
a dearth of any humor.
I wish he had more screen time so we could get more quippy dog, but whatever.
But there is no comedy
No.
in almost any of this, except for that one episode of the first series where Adol and Dogi are in the caves and whatever.
Yeah.
That's like it.
That's it. It's pretty.
This is a serious show for the most
and
part.
The second one is even grimmer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Second one could have benefited from some kind of levity.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Dogi slams his sword into the ground and the island of East gets shields up and it grazes a tower on the way down. Oops. But I guess that is Darm Tower, actually. That's supposed to be Darm Tower because it's supposed to be right next to the crater in the game, right? So it grazes Darm Tower. Oh well. And gently settles into the crater. Lillian, then beams back in and floats goldenly back to Adol. And everything finally seems to be back to normal. And Adol reunites with the bros, and the villagers are all safe. The gang's all here.
Yes, I got a clip of that.
Hello, Goban. Ruda, Dogi.
There's Sato.
Gordo, too. And Astar.
And Obi-Wan. And my favorite, Chewie. They're all here.
Great.
Yeah, and then Dogi made a comment about Adol's new armor and stuff. Did you hear this one?
Oh, wait, no.
That is some outfit. It makes you look like a homosexual.
I think the challenge now should be for you to try to use that in every episode.
But it's a reverb, so he's like talking telepathically.
They were outside, booming across the sky.
Anyway, yeah. Once again, gang's all here. The goddesses appear to get back a pearl. Is it a white pearl now? No, I guess it's just a inverted pearl.
Yeah, they still call it the black pearl, don't they? But it's white.
They say they're just going to wait here and protect the black pearl until the humans are ready for it, basically.
It's too dank for you.
They're going to wait till they discover warp drive and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Adol just says, okay, bye, till next time. And everybody just walks out. Fina's there sobbing a little bit over having to leave Adol.
Aww.
But they remember that we are the goddesses of Ys, and we always will be. And so we get the final shots of the monsters' corpses vaporizing. We had to take care of that too. They're all ascending to heaven. Wait a minute. Well, they're ascending. They're ascending.
Yeah, I got a good laugh at the monster cleanup. Like all the monsters just vanishing.
Yeah.
Like one of them just turns into a mailbox. Like, I don't know. I didn't know what the point was.
Yes. Unfortunately, that's not an audio Simpsons joke, so we can't use that here.
Yeah, sorry.
But roll credits, ending theme. Over the credits, we get a scene again where we see that, hey, Maria isn't dead now. Wow, I'm so surprised.
Yeah, in the game, like the same thing happens in the game. Like there's the 5 bells. You have to run up a hill to save Maria, and you hear the bells along the way. And you get there, I think, right at the 5th one, and she dies. But she has a magic bracelet or something, and she's fine.
All right, great.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, now that she's back, we then get a scene of her and, who is it, Sato? Sato having a wedding parade in the village.
Yes! Oh, man. Okay, hang on. I choked on my coffee while I was watching this because it's Sato and Maria on the float, and I'm kind of watching out of the corner of my eye as I'm drinking this coffee, and Maria throws a bouquet into the crowd, and Lillian catches it, and I thought she was holding a baby.
Oh.
I thought she was throwing a baby into the crowd, and Lillian catches it like, I'm going to have the next child. I didn't understand what it was.
Listen, that's just their culture.
It's not my place to judge.
They might not think that they need to be sacrificed to the beast anymore, but they'll still throw babies around.
It's a beautiful tradition. It's a wonderful restaurant. Okay.
So that is basically the end. We get a little epilogue scene, because what of Adol? Well, he's sailing away, much like he did at the very beginning of the story. He sailed in, but Lillian is running after him to say goodbye. He's waving bye to Lillian because Adol's off to his next adventure. In checks notes, Ys 4 is supposed to be the next story right after this, even though Ys 3 was the next game.
And we're going to watch that anime, right?
No, Alex, we're not.
What?
Unless you want to watch like a 3-minute video because, well, guess what? There was going to be an Ys 4 anime shortly after this in 1993 or 94. And they made like a trailer for it, but it wasn't finished. It never got off the ground.
Unlike the continent of Ys.
And so you do get a promo video. It's on the internet. You can find it very easily. They redistributed it in the DVDs and stuff. And so, yeah, you get just a few action shots of, nearly finished scenes or whatever they managed to get done. But it did not happen. There was no Ys 4 anime. Ys 4, I always think it's one of the favorites, and they did remake it. But Ys 4 was also curious because they made 2 versions of it on purpose.
Yeah, silver harmonica and gold harmonica.
So Falcom had 2 different companies make 2 different Ys 4s. There is Ys 4, The Dawn of Ys, which was made by Hudson for the PC Engine. And then Ys 4, Mask of the Sun by Tonkin House for the Super Famicom.
What the fuck?
Yes. And they both have many shared story elements, but not exactly everything. And so there's enough story differences to make them distinct. So it turns out that later on, when it came time to like remake it, Falcom just retconned the Tonkin House version and made Hudson's version the canon Ys 4 story.
Oh, wow.
However, I think Mask of the Sun is a great subtitle.
Yeah.
I should have just went with that one. It reminds me of, do you remember The Emperor's New Groove was going to be called Kingdom of the Sun?
No.
Yeah, and it's like its early development stages. It reminds me of that. It's like it has the name of like a 90s animated feature. You know what I mean?
It just reminds me of
Mask of the Sun. Man.
It just reminds me of, was it Arkanoid Behind the Mask?
You mean Super Pinball Behind the Mask?
Yeah, sorry. I'm thinking of Arkanoid Do It Again. Yeah, Super Pinball Behind the Mask. Yeah. There we go.
Mask of the Dough. Yeah.
Yeah, Dogi It Again.
Hey, I have both those games right over in my bin.
Good. Go play them.
Okay, I will.
Hang on, back it up. Ys for what?
Alex, screw you. That's Ys 2, Castle in the Heavens, and of course, at the end of every anime we like to ask here on the show, is it horny? No. Moving on. Well, I mean, some of the girls are cute. They're like good, cute anime girls.
That's not horny though. That's just cute.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to find something.
I mean, you can be horny while you consume any piece of media, but the media itself is not exuding horn.
No, I'm just. That's your definition. I'm trying to find something.
All right.
Something 0.1% arousing, and so there you go. Then of course, those descendants, Dogi and the whole crew. They're a bunch of handsome, strapping men.
Oh, there is no shortage of men.
No, I'm both strong and weak.
Yes.
Handsome and ugly.
Yes. Oh yeah, Darius. What do we call it? Dallas. Not great. Sorry. Oh man, Diamond Dallas Mage. I think I said that last episode.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And some final thoughts. I thought this had a lot of the same quirks as the first Ys show, for good and bad. I think one of the things that stood out to me was a lot of those rapid back and forth scenes. I understand it's only half an hour each. They need to do what they can, but also, it's also an OVA. They don't have to stick to any kind of rules, I would say, but
yeah.
That's about it for the quirk. So it has very consistent animation quality this time, which is good. Of course, they have the same studio working on it. But there's some of those later dramatic shots that really add some spice to it. Like I said, crazy angles in some shots, weird, rapid shots of things flowing in. The wind is blowing. All this crap is going on. Really exciting. And, a random explosion of a statue made me laugh. I thought it was a pretty just good little fantasy story. If it weren't for all of the scary monsters, I actually wouldn't mind showing it to my kids. But,
oh, yeah.
I think at this point, as we've learned with every OVA, it seems to be that they are all for teenagers. So maybe in a few more years, we can introduce it to them. But like as an adaptation of Ys, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It has its quirks, like I said.
Yeah, it took a lot of liberties from the game, but like I said before, I think they were all done well. I think they made some good choices. I mean, I didn't quite understand the Lillian having beast blood thing. I think they needed an out for the ending, and that was how they did it. But
yeah, that was really wedged in there for no reason. Apparently, I mean, they tried.
Yeah, but also it doesn't really impact anything. It still has a bunch of cool fights, cool beast design, beautiful Foley work that just makes my ears sing and dance. Very fun to listen to, very fun to watch.
Love those ice trays.
Yes, full recommend. Big ups to Ease 2, how Adol lost his groove and then got it back with the help of a girl Chan.
Right. Mask of the Sun. Yeah. So there's no more East animes after this, but there are several more East games you can play, which and the most recent ones have very strong anime aesthetics, like everything else Falcom makes now. So there you go. That'll do it for this Draw Game. Alex, you want to send us home?
I do. Thank you for listening to Draw Game. You should go to our website, drawgamepod.com. There's a link to our Patreon. There's a link to the other show. It's called No More Whoppers. Hey, those two things are related. You should just go to patreon.com/NoMoreWhoppers. You can you can sign up. We got 2 extra tiers. We got a tier just for Draw Game now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We got the $1 deer. We got a $1 deer. Deer Park Water. We got a $1 tier, which I'll leave that up to your imagination what that does. There's 2 $3 tiers now. There's one for NoMoWo, and there's one specifically for Draw Game. The Draw Game tier gets you Draw Game 2 weeks early, plus our regular bonus episodes where we focus on subtitles, the beautiful, the noble, the delectable subtitle. There's also a No More Whoppers tier where you can get our NoMoWo show early and get the bonus show as well. Or you can do both of those for $5 a month.
Yeah, $5 really. That's nothing.
That's a steal. You're getting what we consider to be just some pretty goddamn acceptable content.
Some adequate content, I would say, yes. Exceedingly adequate.
We've also got, hang on, Ray, can you summarize the top 10 ep? Because I still don't fully understand it.
Okay, so I got an idea for another bonus show we can do on the Patreon. So we have now officially, number-wise, watched 10 episodes of Draw Game. You know, give or take 2 because we have our type-ass episodes. I think we should reconvene now before we do our next episode and just rank what we have so far and find out what is the best video game anime. And we will keep doing this every 10-ish episodes, right? And just have that kind of fun discussion, make the list, canonize it for ourselves, and everybody can see how smart we are.
All right.
Now, I don't know what to call it yet. I did think of calling it the Draw Game Drawing, but, you know, we'll workshop it.
All right.
We'll workshop it in our Inside Baseball later. But, yeah, there you go. It's free form. It's not going to be super organized. We're just going to make a list and decide what anime goes above or under the previous one we just mentioned on the list.
Sure. Yeah, it's like, you know, if you've ever played the Jackbox game TKO, where at the end you just kind of, you vote on things until everything rises to the top and then the other stuff falls to the bottom and then you have your ranking.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, stay tuned for our next episode, the TKO anime.
Yes! Oh boy. All right. That's it for that. Hey, also, why don't you come on our Discord and talk to, with, for, and through us about this episode that you just listened to. You can find that link also on drawgamepod.com, I think, or nomorewhoppers.com, probably. Okay, great.
It's all there.
Get on the Discord. We've seen some new folks on the Discord recently, and it just makes me very happy to see. It's always nice to talk to new folks and talk to the same rogues that have been there.
All right. Excellent.
You can find us on the internet as individuals. I'm at pitui.org. That's pitohui.org. All my stuff is linked from there. YouTube essays. I have a Chrono Trigger essay coming out in the next month. It will be up early for patrons at patreon.com/Patui if you want to go that route as well. Thank you to the folks who are signed up to that. You can also find my Twitch at my website. It's twitch.tv/hoodedpatui. I'm streaming Pokemon, that's Pocket Monsters, every Monday and Wednesday. No, Monday and Friday. I know my own schedule.
On this Monday to Friday plane.
every Monday and Friday from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on down to the stream. Have some fun. I got a Psyduck. Guy's adorable. That's, I think, everything else. Raymond, where can people find you?
My website is rdbaaa.space, and that is also my username there on Blue Sky. But nevertheless, my website is where you can find all the links to my stuff. And I also make video games as the company Bipedal Dog. And we came out with a game on Switch and PC last year, Blast Rush LS. It's a shoot 'em up. Check it out.
Ooh!
Just go to my website. Have fun. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening, and be sure to join us next time for Fire Emblem. In the meantime, we take a look at the trailer for the new Child's Play.